Speaking of the EVPs, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Adam Page have all re-signed with AEW. Multiple years with the Bucks and Omega retaining their roles as executive vice presidents. Now, I bring this up because all four gave comments after putting pen to paper. Omega says, I've not given you the full quote, Omega says AEW continues to let him do what he loves, and bringing wrestlers to national prominence who he feels deserves it is also a consideration. Fine answer. Adam Page says the schedule was the biggest selling point, plus he is paid well. Fine answer. Nick Jackson agrees with Adam Page's point, adding that AEW gives him the ability to spend more time with his family. Great answer. But then there's Matt Jackson's quote. And he says, we're literally the E in AEW, Matt said. The Elite are the main characters of this company. No matter how different AEW is now from its original inception, we are the DNA. And if you lose the foundation of your home, it eventually collapses. It'd be a lie if I said that didn't weigh on us when making the decision. Do you think if those four guys left AEW, that AEW would collapse?
Hell no. They could walk off TV today, and you know how long it would take, unless it hit the dirt sheets, you know how long it would take to know that they're gone? It'd take 3 months. I doubt if anybody said, oh, where were the Elite tonight? Where were they? That's why I watched the show. Nobody watches the show for those guys. Now, I don't know if he really believes that, or that was he thought was a cute answer. I don't know. But the best selling point is like the other guy said, Hangman Page, and pays well. So if pays that well, they should never even have anything cross their lips like, we're getting ready to leave. To go where? That's what people don't understand. You need to leave. I used to hear tell people, you need to leave there. For what? First of all, I was advanced in my career. There was nowhere for me to go anyway. I got hired there when I was 64. Damn. How many I think I'm the oldest guy they've ever hired. Really. I haven't checked the records, and I've heard a lot of other guys, I'll leave, I'll quit. Go. Why don't you quit? That's like you read online, Drew McIntyre's, he's looking for somewhere else. Well, go look. The only place to look is AEW, unless you just want to go to the independents.
Or Japan.
But Japan is never 3 to 4 months. Unless you want to go over there and stay there. I doubt if anybody wants to go and stay in Japan. That's a different culture.
And also, Japan's not doing as well at the moment anyway.
Yeah, but I don't even know how Japan pays. Or I do know Brody was making like $10 grand a week. And back 30 years ago, massive money.
Double that at least. It wouldn't have been. It would have been at least 35 because he died 35 years ago. So if we say 40 years ago, I mean that'll be $25,000-$30,000 a week in today's money.
Well, he was making a lot of money for him to, and you have to realize how hot Japan is when guys drop everything they're doing and run to Japan because they can make more money in a week in Japan than they were making in a month or maybe 6 weeks in the States. So I don't blame him for going. But as far as the Bucks saying they are the elite of AEW, yeah, that's fine to put out on a press release. That's fine for your fans. But I don't think they wrote that. I think somebody else wrote it for them, and they advertised it.
With that being said, if you don't think it's the Bucks or Omega or Adam Page, who do you think are the three most important on-screen characters for AEW now? Like, almost indispensable. Who would you say?
Well, MFG, what's his name?
MJF.
MJF.
No, the MSG is what I had in my Chinese food that made me sick.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got it confused. And I guess right now, Punk and name somebody else.
John Moxley, Adam Cole, Britt Baker.
Yeah, but this is my biggest complaint about AEW. And Tony Khan, if you're listening, I want you to listen to this very closely. Start telling a story that has longevity to it. Not that hard. It's really not. Take Moxley, for example, and give him an out of wrestling emergency. And he's got to attend to something, and then guys start talking behind his back and anything. And then bring it back into the wrestling field and go from there. Take any of your main characters and start telling a story to where you're getting interviews and situations outside of a wrestling arena, outside of a wrestling background, and then bring it back into wrestling. If it's a story, and one of the things that a family always works in wrestling, family. Look at the bloodline. They've been in WWE. They've been doing this for 3 years. Everybody knows the background. WWE just took that background and started using it for what it was, background. Now that explains how every one of those Samoans got there, was because of their grandfather, or Alpha and Sika. And there was one more that I can't remember his name now.
Rikishi's the father of the Usos and Solo.
But they go back farther than that. They go back to
I can't.
Ape and Sika, and they got another one. I can't remember his name now. But
I'll have to
that's family. And but the thing about you saying is somebody who's indispensable to AEW right now, I don't think anybody is indispensable. Tony Khan is. He's probably the most valued guy there because he's the one who runs it, guy that finances it. I'll say one thing He books it.
He books it, man.
But he loves it, and there's no doubt about that. And he's the most undispensable one there. If you lost Tony Khan, forget it. It's over now. It's over last week. So, and Tony Khan, I think he's overrun with booking, but he may have a mind that does that. But what he doesn't do, and I can tell by watching him, is he doesn't have long-term plans. You know, he goes from sometimes week to week. Oh, what would the people like to see this week? Oh, yeah. Well, let's put this here. But if you took your time with it, that would be a hell of a damn pay-per-view drawing card. You make the people pay to see it, but he'll throw it on free TV. Now, it may have been to his advantage at that point to put it on free TV, but I think he's past that point now. And the question, going back to the question you asked me, who's the most indispensable ones? Tony Khan to be one, and CM Punk, and who else did I say?
MJF.
Somebody else. MJF. And even Sting is indispensable. If you didn't see Sting forever, from here on out, nobody would miss Sting. Nobody would miss him. So I think seeing him now is kind of a disappointment because you're seeing him now in the after stages. He doesn't do anything. He misses tables. You see that?
Yeah.
You know why he missed a table?
Were they holding the ladder the wrong way, like on the far side instead of the near side?
You got to hold it on the close side because when he pushes off, he's going to kick the ladder back. So that's why they were both holding the back side. Oh, the girl was in the middle. She wasn't even doing too much for it, but she was doing more on the back than the guy on the backside was. And he missed it. And it's a damn wonder he didn't really get hurt worse.
Did you, I think he headbutted, who was on the table? I can't even remember who was on the table, but he headbutted the guy's knee.
Yeah.
He just went mouth first straight into his knee.
Well, in defense of the guy on the table, the guy raised his knee because you're going to raise your knee and the top of your body when a guy's coming down. You think he's coming down in the middle. But he's not. And when you raise your knee to absorb the impact, your knee was up, and that's what he hit.